Thank you for clicking on my video today. My name's Camille and this is my channel by Camille, where I talk all about reselling, mostly clothing, on sites like Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, Poshmark, eBay, and now I have finally made a sale on Depop. And I'm just going to be sharing with you some of my fastest flips. And some of these are going to be more like a category instead of necessarily a brand. Also like underrated things that you can do to get fast flips. So let's get right into it. The first one is stylish plus size clothing. So plus size clothing can sometimes be very basic or just shapeless and total polyester tents. I used to buy wholesale plus size clothing when I owned a boutique, and it was very hard to find pieces that I thought were stylish and good quality and things that people would actually want to wear that flatter them. So when you do find stylish plus size clothing, if you price it right, it will go very fast. I have two examples of this, and this is kind of where the brand doesn't matter either. So the first one is this top pink tie-dye blouse. It's by Indigo Rose, and I priced it, I think, $18, and it sold within hours on Facebook Marketplace. This other one is by Luxy Pearl, LXXY, and it's a like embellished denim jacket cardigan thing. And that sold very, very quickly and had a lot of interest. So that is my first one. So second, I was very surprised by this. I got this. It's a Zara Man. It's a like black on black contrast t-shirt. I got this in a throw-up rescue box, and it actually needed a little stitch because it had a cuffed hem on the sleeve, and I just kind of set it aside and just, you know, I was just like, this is going to take forever to sell, so I'm just going to take my time fixing it. And it actually sold really fast. So I guess maybe some kind of like better basics can sell really fast. So number 3 is Sweaty Betty. I don't feel like this is an activewear brand that is talked about a lot at all. And I specifically sometimes pick up pieces that are a name and not necessarily like, I don't like the piece isn't great. Like for instance, this was just a maroon long sleeve tee. It didn't even have like any kind of real technical attributes to it. It was just a plain long sleeve top, but I feel like certain brands can bring a lot of traffic to your closet or the platform you're selling on, so that was specifically why I picked it up, and I did pick it up at the bins, so that was no big deal, and that sold in 24 hours. So printed blouses, like kind of more like professional wear, and this one specifically was Ann Taylor. This sold in about a week. And I think I got a pretty good, I think a lot of people would call this like a bread and butter brand, but I don't really like picking up Ann Taylor. I forget where I got this from. I might have picked it up at the bins, but I mean, I would never pick up Ann Taylor at like a Savers or a Goodwill because it would just be way too much money. But that did sell in about less than a week. So the next thing is items that are selling on Amazon, and you might be like, yeah, obviously, but what I do is I take the exact title name from Amazon and put it right in my listing. Of course, like I know sometimes they add like a lot of information, so I take most of that title and put it right in my listing and then price it like about 40 or 50 to 60% less than Amazon does, and I've made 2 sales with this. A Mickey Mouse nightgown that sold in 10 days, and these pair of scuba pants that sold in about 3 weeks. So I thought that was really fast. I picked up those scuba pants at the bin. It was kind of like an experiment, and I did see that they were selling on Amazon when I looked them up when I was at the bins, and I was just like, oh, let's see if I can sell these, and so I think that strategy worked. So the next is random IKEA items. I sold, so it was three panels that I had. 2 of them matched. They were all the same print, but 2 had like pom-poms around them, and then 1 was just a single panel without like these pom-poms. And I sold the ones with the pom-poms together in about a week, and then I sold the single panel in about 2 weeks. And I did end up finding the style name, but there was just nothing else really to write about these panels. It was like the style name. I just wrote they had like, it was whimsical and like birds and trees, and for the single panel I wrote you could use this to cover a closet door, or like put it instead of wallpaper for like a reading nook. So I don't know what sold that one, but I was like, I'm gonna have this single panel for forever, and it ended up selling really fast. So the next is dance wear and running gear. So I've had 2 Capezio pieces. 1 sold in about 3 weeks, and the other sold in about a month and a half. So the one is like just a standard nude leotard, and the other was a purple onesie. And then for the running gear, I sold a Camelbak hydration vest. But this didn't have they call it a bladder, the part that you put the water in. It didn't have a bladder or the tube that you would use the straw to drink out of it. And I still sold that for a good amount of money. So even stuff like that might be missing pieces, definitely still sell it, because people are looking for that stuff because they might have one, they don't really like it, they want to try a different one, or they just need to replace it, or replace a piece of it. So definitely look at those things, don't pass them up. The next thing I sold really fast, 2 LL Bean flannels. Now, these were oversized, well, actually they weren't oversized, they were 2X, so they were plus size flannels, and I was able to find the style names on them, and so the exact like plaid names, and those sold, both of them, within 24 hours for about $25 each. So I was really happy with that. I know obviously LL Bean is a hot name, but if there's anything you can pick up, in my opinion, it would be the flannels, because I have picked up other LL Bean pieces and have the exact style names, and it hasn't sold. So the next is hats. So I love hats. I actually just bought a ton of hats at the Garment District. I'm so excited. There was tons. I almost missed looking at the hats at this place, and so I'm going to be having a lot of hat sales. But hats are super easy to list, and I just throw them in the dryer for about 10 minutes just to like sanitize them and like Lysol them, and that's all you got to do with them, unless you spot clean them for any spots. But super easy to list, very easy to store, and you're probably going to make a minimum of like $10 on a hat. So if you have the opportunity to buy them really cheap, I know some places, when I've watched people's like thrift with me videos, they can get them for $1 at thrift stores. So don't pass up on hats. And you know, there's usually a good amount of information on the hat about, like, if you don't know a sports team or anything specific, there's usually like a brand name like Adidas or Nike you can list. You can obviously use any colors. You can call it a snapback if it has an adjustable. There's just a good amount of information, even for, and the product is going to fit a whole range of people. So it's also like almost sizeless. Almost. And the next thing is making little bundles of like items. So I have 2 different experiments, I guess, with this, and these were bin spines. So I got a ton of J. Crew, so I just bundled them together depending on you know, the size and length to match them up, and I sold all of these bundles pretty quickly. I took even low offers on them. I was like, you know, let's just sell them. And I've sold all of them. I did that also. I bought some Talbot shirts from a yard sale, and I've also done this with scrubs. So I found Smart Wink scrubs, and they were all the same size. So I just bundled them all together. I put them for, again, a pretty reasonable price, and I think they either paid outright or I got a really reasonable offer and I just took it. So fast seller. So I want to thank you for watching this video. I want to know if you've tried any of these specific things I mentioned. If there's one that you do want to try, let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!